Yo, what's going down, brothers? Welcome back to the channel. Brother Stavanis here, Command Center Wargaming. Today we're going to be having a look at this awesome specialist game from Games Workshop, Adeptus Titanicus. Now, this is more of an unboxing video. We will be doing rules videos as such a little bit later on. Okay, we'll be talking about the game, some of the different chapters, things like that. I might talk about a little bit of the rules as we're going through the box. But I've just entered the game myself, so I'm playing it. We play it in narrative campaigns in the Horus Heresy. So what we're doing is we're going through and we'll play from Istvan 3, and then we'll play that with the 28mm Forge World minis, and then we'll go through with the black books, and then we'll go through, and then whenever we have, we also have this large scale Titanicus battles, these Titan battles, and obviously because the Titans are very large, the 28mm ones, although I would like to have a game one day. It is a dream of mine to have a real life size, well, not life size, but a 28mm scale, a proper scale game of Titanicus. Now, I've been told I'm crazy, and you're probably looking at about 50k worth of minis, but I don't know, I'm just thinking it's like a life dream to get that done. Yeah, so I mean, my life dream was having a room full of Warhammer. I've kind of got that. So, what's the next step? Let's have a true scale game of Titanicus with warlords and stuff. But anyway, so we play this a lot because they're easier to sort of ship around. The minis are easier to ship around and everything. Excuse the table as well, guys. I just had to put something up, makeshift table up, and I got my pile of shame over here. So please excuse that as well. I'll try and get that out of the shot. But I'm just going through, just trying to do as much painting as I can because, I'm already back at work, which is good, which is great because, I have the means to buy miniatures. But at the same time, I really would have liked some extra time to get a bit of painting done. I've got heaps of stuff to paint. I've got some Emperor's Children coming as well because they're going to be my Istvan 3 army. 40k stuff. I think I still want to get those Blood Angels done, but it's getting there, and it should be good. But yeah, so we sort of use these. I'm talking about in Mournival events, by the way. That's usually the system that I'll be playing in. I haven't played with them yet in Titanicus, but I'm preparing to play. So I've been playing in the normal games of Age of Darkness, which is Horus Heresy, which is cool. So yeah, you can see here we have the minis here on the back. The box comes with some emplacements. These are like the command sheets. Let me just see if I can pull that up a little bit better for you. So you've got the command sheets there in the corner. Okay, and then you've got sort of some quick sheet rules, and you've got some rule books here. It also comes with a Reaver Titan. Now you've got the Chaos, and you've also got the Loyalist Titans. There's your Loyalist on this side. You've got your Warhound, comes with a Knight. I can't remember the name of that one. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm a bit naughty. I should know it, but it's one of the Forge World Knights. I haven't played Knights yet in Horus Heresy, so there's a few units on the Knight side of things I don't know the exact names from. I know it's brutal though. In the true scale 28mm. I've heard the Knights in Titanicus can be a little bit not problematic, but they're more of an advanced unit and not really recommended for new players. So that's what I've heard. Like I said, anyone who's more experienced in playing Titanicus, let me know in the comments down below, and let me know your thoughts anyway. It'd be fantastic. So, and these are the Chaos guys. So it's the same deal. You got your Warhound, Reaver, and Knight. And the starter kit will come with both of these. You've got some turrets, which are also scatter terrain and stuff. You can also get Titanicus terrain independently from Games Workshop and everything. I just use the normal terrain because it's a building is a building. You think about Mech Warrior and stuff. It's a Titan can be huge, but you can also have buildings which can be bigger. I wouldn't be getting one of those Eagle Towers or something. That would look a bit silly. Maybe the Imperial Palace. That might work, but yeah. But anyway, use whatever you want. Use Coke cans or something. So whatever, it doesn't matter. But you could definitely get the terrain. I've covered some of it on the channel here and there in the review videos as Games Workshop do the releases. and things like that. But otherwise, you can just use whatever you want. You've also got the dice as well. So, and they're relevant to the command sheets as well, or the consoles, command consoles, whatever they call it. So yeah. So yeah, upcoming video as well, guys. So I want to talk about Soltarvitz. The Soltarvitz model, which is pretty neat. I'll talk about it in another video. I know it's a little bit old news now, but I kind of, have some opinions on it and stuff like that, and it's pretty relevant for, for 30k, and also, like, I believe the model is really good for 40k as well, like, it can be used, but that's another video. If you want to follow along with the channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can hit the bell notifications down in the corner if you want to be updated on the videos. The other way to do it, until I get like a proper schedule in place, which will be coming soon. At the moment, it's like just check back every Sunday. But if not, well, the other really good way to do it is follow us on Facebook, on our Facebook page. You can check down in the description of the video down below. There'll be a link to the Facebook group. It's not a group, it's more like just a Facebook page. And every time I do a new video, I'll put it up on there. So if you're not really sticking around on YouTube, but you want to be updated on the videos, that's a way to do it. You can also, Facebook is also the best way to contact me, writing on the wall or sending a message via the group, because right now, I don't have a channel email. I shut that down, a few months ago actually, because it was a little bit redundant. I wasn't really using it for anything. I mean, a few people sent me emails and that was great, but it was just another thing I had to check. And, I don't have any sponsors. I don't do any of that stuff. So I was just like, well, whatever, I'll just go ahead and just pop me a message through Facebook. All good. Yeah, link in the description down below. Okay, fantastic. So, all right. So this is spiel. I've got my little opening apparatus here, the Duratec snips. These are actually fantastic snips, by the way. I used to use the Army Painter ones. The Games Workshop ones aren't too bad either. But the Duratec, these are Duratec snips. I got these for like, I think $8 down at JCar. Now that's in Australia. I don't know about the USA or England, but or the UK, sorry, excuse me. But it's a fantastic snip. Like, it's lasted me ages. It's sharp as. I actually cut in half my Delegatus models when I was doing the conversion. I got some Accolon score models for my Alpha Legion, converting them up to be Praetors on a bike, and what I did was I actually just snipped through this with that, and it's just really strong, really durable snips. So fantastic. Let's go through, just open this up, flip it around, see what is in the box. I've actually got a few of these models as well. I'm already sort of doing up, but I haven't showed these on the video because they've just been glued together and stuff like that, and it will spoil the grand opening, won't it? So it'd be fantastic though. So just open this up. Oh, that's the other thing too. So just quickly before in terms of the actual game, so you can have a game. You can have an entry level game with 2 Warhounds and a Reaver, okay? So just a bare bones entry level game if you just want to get started. I mean, with your mates, if you have a mate, you can just play like that as well. But ideally, what I've been told by the guys is, what I've seen is ideally you want 2 Warhounds, you want a Reaver, not so much a Knight, but those two. Now the thing is with this box, it's important to note, if you're going to go buy this box to get into Titanicus, it's something that I sort of fell into. When I bought it, I was basically like, oh, well, that's great. I'm going to have like 2 Reavers, and I'll have 2 Warhounds, and I'll have 2 Knights, and that'll be like enough to, to get me started in the game and that. But the thing is that, look, it's up to you if it fusses you or not. Like, heaps of people it doesn't fuss, but the models are a little bit different, and you'll see that when I open the kit. So if you see here, you can see the Loyalist Titans, but you've got the Chaos Titans, and they've got all these little sort of tusks and stuff, so a little bit more chaosy. They look a little bit more chaosy. I mean, you can shave that off, you could cut that off quite easily. I think even the mouthpieces are different. But look, I was talking to one of my mates, and he was just saying, I said, look, would that fuss him, if I was to rock up with like 2 Reavers, they were like Loyalists, and one sort of had the chaos trim, and they don't really care. But it all depends on who you're playing. But just to keep that in mind, everybody, just to keep it in mind that, it is kind of a thing. and that the Chaos models are a little bit different in the kit. Okay. Yeah, so we'll just proceed with the opening. I just changed the camera angle a little bit better so we could just get a little bit of a better view of the box, so it wasn't so like 45 degreed. So all good. So we'll just go through. I'll just open this up. Try to open it without bumping the camera. So fantastic. Get the plastic off. Awesome. So yeah, always and you can see there I've got the price there, the good old Aussie price, Games Workshop price, the retail price. So you know, all good. And started buying some stuff from GW again. They seem to be behaving, so all good. Fantastic. So yeah, let's do it. Let's lift the lid on this guy. All right, gotta smell that box. It's got that Games Work plastic crack smell in it, so it's cool. So we've got the sprues here. Now the sprues are, there's a fair few sprues actually in this box, isn't there? So I was expecting it to be not so many sprues, but it seems that there's a lot. There are a lot of sprues here, which is really, really good. So this looks like the first sprue here. Hopefully you can see that really well. Okay, this looks like the top of a Reaver, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like we have the, you have the ornamentation on the top. You have the greaves down here. You have, these look like, I think this is shoulder pads. It looks like we might have the Chaos and the Loyalist Titans might be on the same sprue. I could be incorrect there. You know, like I said, so it's, you know, it is what it is. But you can check out the sprues anyway to have a look. That's kind of what we're doing. You get your different weapons. Okay, you get your chain fist, you get your volcano cannons. I believe that's a volcano cannon. That's part of the melters. Not sure what that is. That might be a plasma. I can't really see from here. It's put together. That could be the volcano cannon. Yeah. Anyway, doesn't matter. So yeah, fantastic. The mouthpieces and everything. All right. So, and this definitely looks like the Warhound chassis of the sprue. So you can see here we've got the Chaos ones. I've got the Eye of Horus there. I mean, look, you know, to be honest, guys, it's pretty easy just to shave that off. Like, it's going to be a little bit harder to get that line, that trim line here, a little bit more precise. But, you know, truth be told, it's going to be pretty easy just to sand that down. Look, like, as I said, I've got a couple of other models I've put together, which I bought off eBay. So, you know, that's not going to fuss me because I got some Warhounds and that. But you can, you know, the box is pretty reasonable price, to be honest. It is a specialist game, so, you know, I'm not going to go too brutal on GW from the price. I mean, don't get me wrong. It should still be like, you know, maybe $60, $70 cheaper, okay? But, you know, compared to other Games Workshop prices, it's actually not too bad, in my opinion. And it doesn't mean it's a good price, I guess. It just means that compared to their pricing, their ridiculous pricing most of the time, it's not too bad, okay? But as we know, there are other ways around that. You know, eBay, you could buy things secondhand off your mate. You know, it's a free market. There are other ways you can get models, which we won't talk about. But yeah. So those are the Warhounds. You can see there's the head. You got two of the heads there. It's funny, like with the Warhounds, there's another head there. Oh, it's 4 heads. Yeah, so there's actually 4. So it looks like, you know what, guys, it might even be you have the option to do 2 of each, maybe. And I'll have to see what happens. Because like I said, the ones I bought before, they were like pretty much pre-assembled. I got them off eBay, so I didn't actually assemble them myself. So this is actually the first time I've actually seen the sprue. But at any rate, all good. So here we go. We've got the other sprue here. So this is the legs. This looks like the Warhound legs for sure. They're a decent size. So you can see here, these are the feet. So a lot of people, you know, they think it's not quite sort of 40k scale at all, like in terms of size, you know, when you have, your little dude, where's it? I have a Primaris guy around here somewhere. Not really, it's all 30k models, and they're the old sort of scale, the old Marines. Yeah. Oh, well, doesn't matter. Here's a Terminator. So the Terminators in 30k, 40k are roughly the same size. This guy's going to get a repaint. Failed scheme there. Failed Alpha Legion scheme. The blue's off by about 20%. The That's my Alpha Legion blue there, the real blue. So you can see I get pretty pedantic with the colours. You could probably see there that's close, but yeah, it's no cigar, so I have to repaint him. You know, all you guys know back in the day, you know, about a year or two ago when I was working out my Alpha Legion stuff, you know, I was sitting there repainting stuff, painting stuff all over again. So anyway, there we go. There's a sprue there. We got another one. There's like another Reaver chassis. So hopefully we could see that as well. Right, should be coming up quite nicely on the camera. Yeah, fantastic. It's the same sprue as before, so I don't really need to go through that one, I don't think. Let's get a sip of my tea there. Yeah, then we've got another one here. Now these are for the Reavers. Okay, so these are, you can see here, very easily identifiable with the feet. Okay, for the Reavers. All right, looks like these are part of the sort of cod piece of the Reavers as well. It's the usual good quality plastic, good quality mold that GW put out. So it's no lack in quality, that's for sure. Yeah, that's the thing with GW plastic. The Forge World stuff, I've got my comments. You know, I've done other videos on that. You know, I'm not a fan of the Forge World resin. I've even found other types of resin to be more durable. I had a discussion with Adonis about that just recently. But you know, the plastic stuff is the most epic quality. I mean, you do pay for it, but you know, it is epic quality. It's the same sprue as before. So we've got that going on there. So fantastic. And yeah, these are the knights. So you can see here, we've got the top of the knight. And once again, you can see that the size of it. So this is one of the bigger knights, but I believe that you can see there's the lance as well, the shield. The knights are around about the size of, I think they're a little bit bigger than Marines, than the first release Marines. I'm not going to call them firstborn. I can't stand that saying. They're not firstborn. Everybody's calling the Mark 7 Marines and stuff and the Heresy Scale Marines firstborn. It's like it doesn't matter. It's just a peeve of mine because... So it's like Primaris or Primaris Marines, okay? They're Primaris Space Marines. The other ones are just Space Marines or Mark 3 Space Marines or something like that, okay? They're not firstborn because they weren't firstborn. Because the Primaris were created before the Mark 7 Marines, because they were in the lab, they were being grown. So actually the Primaris Marines were born first before the other Marines. Most of them. I mean, there were some Marines, like especially with the Space Wolves, like the I think it's Bjorn the Fell-Handed and things like that, the Dreadnought and all that. I think they were in the sarcophagus there for over 1,000 years. They were probably born before. But the majority of Marines, not all of them, but because it can be argued, because, you know, but the majority of 40k Marines are born after the Primaris Marines, or they were, you know, grown after. So, yeah, I don't know, look, whatever, like, it's a bit of a rant, but it's just something that, like, it's just a saying that, to my knowledge, like, has never been officially said anywhere. And then someone has just come out and gone like, oh, you call them firstborn, and everyone's just called them firstborn. It just, I don't know, it just sounds really noob to me. But that's just me, whatever. So, fantastic. Here we go, some more weapons here. I believe these are the auto cannons for the Reavers. You've got the missile launchers here, power fists. I'll be going into armaments later on the channel, talking about like what armaments are best applicable for your Titanicus forces. I need to consult with the brothers a little bit on that one. So some of the guys who've been playing a lot longer. So that should be cool. And here we go, some more weapons. Here we go, that's a flamer. There's your plasma cannon. So yeah, really fun kit to paint up. Like I'll do a video later on. I was actually going to make it part of this video, but I think I'll try to just keep the videos a little bit more concise. But like, they're a really good scale to paint, I find, the Titanicus models, because they're not small by any stretch. Like, they're a really good size, but they're not huge. So they're really good size for painting. So you go through, it's like, they're not small enough where you have to go through and kill your wrist with small details. You know, or you can do that if you want. But they're not big where you have to cover massive surfaces. So the scale of the models I find are really, really fantastic for painting because they fit just right in that sort of like leisure zone. For me, anyway. You know, everybody's different. Some people like going in there and sitting there and painting eyes for like, you know, a year. And that's fine. Like, totally fine. I have done that. Like, a lot of my 40k models are like that. Most of my 30k stuff is not... I reckon it's still all right. I mean, I've won a few, like, you know, sort of competitions with them, you know, at events and stuff. But, like, I don't spend as much time on it. I think it could be... Number one, because I actually have to, because, you know, at Mournival we have a rule where armies must be fully painted to play, like in the big events. The other reason is that, like, I don't know, like I find myself painting that many vehicles and stuff. I can't sit there for like a month painting one Primaris dude. So they're kind of like, you know, I've got to sort of cut a few corners on that. But, you know, you can always just come back and just touch them up later. But, you know, by any stretch, I don't think my models come out too bad. So, you know, and like I said, I've won a few dice. So it's, you know, it's not a bad, you know, I was at Good Games the other day, Good Games Sydney, and the dude, I think his name's Adrian, comes up to me and complimented me on my Alpha Legion. He's like, man, that is a freaking mad blue, man. I'm like, oh, thanks. So look, you know, it took me ages, like, to go through and to work how to get that exact tone that I wanted to get, you know. But anyway, so moving on. So here we go. These are actually measuring tools. So you have arcs and things like that in Titanicus, which are really important. Because, you know, you think about, you know, you have this massive vehicle sort of moving along. It's not just like a Marine or whatever. Like, I mean, even Marines, they are in power armor. So fluff-wise, they can move very fast, actually. But I've always liked to visually imagine Marines as like this sort of more slower walking tank. You know, but that's just me personally. But yeah, but these are actually your movement and distant finders, and you can see here you've got some tokens, and I believe these pips are for the command consoles as well. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So it's very nice kit. You know, you do get a little bit of plastic in it, but I think it's not necessarily quantity though. I think it's more the quality, and you know, it's a fair bit of sprue. Okay, it's nothing, you know, it's no Shadow Spear, it's no Indominus box level of plastic. But once again, you look at most of the GW specialist games like Necromunda, you know, yes, it's very expensive, okay, but again, it's a niche game. It's kind of like, you know, you're only going to sort of play it if you can afford it, I suppose. Still should be half that price, but you do get a bit of plastic in it, and they're usually buildings and stuff, so yeah. So anyway, here we go. Some templates. That's fantastic because being a 30k player, especially, I'm a big fan of the templates. It's one of the things with 8th edition that I didn't like. 9th edition, we won't even speak about it. It's expunged on my channel. No, I'm just kidding. It's not. But yeah, I'm not a fan of it. But it's one thing that I wish that they kept for certain weapons when we crossed over to the 8th edition mechanics, you know, are templates. You know, and look, I don't think they should have been used for everything, but I think that for stuff like flamers and things like that, maybe frag grenades, you know, they should have kept templates in. And the reason is because for me, it just adds another dimension to the gameplay. And I understand that, you know, with 8th edition, they tried to simplify it. You know, their intent was, you know, to make it so that people could play out of the box and that. But, you know, really, I mean, if you didn't have a template, like I rocked up to a game the other day of Zone Mortalis, and I keep forgetting my bloody flame template. It keeps getting lost. I keep finding it again, but it keeps getting lost at all my games. But here's the thing, you know the rough dimensions of it, and you know, usually when you have a bunch of guys, 2 or 3 guys or 4 guys that are playing the same thing, they're going to have templates anyway, right? So they're going to be like, well, you know, you could just use that template, you know, or you just do the thing, you do D3 hits. So you say, you know, instead of going by the template, I believe Zone Mortalis overwatching. I won't go into the rules here. Well, it could be more of a house rule for us, but with the Zone Mortalis Overwatch Flamers, we do a D3 hits instead of the template. Just to balance things out a little bit more. So we'll still use flame templates for normal flame weapons and things like that. They get shred as well in Zone Mortalis, which again, this isn't a Zone Mortalis rule video that will be coming. But the idea is in Zone Mortalis, all template weapons get shred. It's basically to help to complement the idea of, you know, things being more close quarters, things being more brutal, shrapnel ricocheting off the walls. You know, like for example, in a game of like, you know, an open-ended 40k game or Age of Darkness game, you know, you shoot a flamethrower and you shoot it and it'll be brutal, but you know, it's in an open space. Whereas like in a confined space, say like in Zone Mortalis, you have a rule which adds shred to all template weapons, which will allow you to, it simulates like, you know, the flame bouncing off the walls in that tight corner and then, you know, bouncing around and lingering around and just being more brutal. Like you think about like a phosphex grenade or a shrapnel bomb or something like that as well. It's kind of the same deal where like, you know, shrapnel will bounce around or the flame will like, it won't disperse, it'll continue off, you know, throughout the tunnel and everything. So, and this is just another reason why I'm just so excited and enthusiastic about, you know, playing more 30k these days. And I was always into it, like even when it first came out. But like I wish I played it more, you know. But I think it's kind of good now that that I'm playing it a little bit later, because that way I have a more balanced version of the rules. All right, so I don't like to use the word balance when it comes to GW systems, but I will say it's 30k is a lot more balanced. So I'm not, you know, completely hesitant on using that rule when it comes to 30k. There are problems, 100% okay, but like it's a lot better than the junk that 9th edition is. Like, and I'm speaking. Like I said, if that's fine if you disagree with me, that's fine. I won't talk about from a professional opinion as being in the industry, in the games industry, and you know, blah 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 blah, and you know, all this kind of stuff. But I'll just give my personal opinion on it. That, you know, yeah, that's my personal opinion. So anyway, here are some of the other kits you can get. So here you've got, you know, some of the terrains. I believe I've covered them on the channel before. So you've got sort of like your, you know, more Russian-ish kind of terrain. You've got your sort of archways and stuff like that. And it is a truer scale to the Titanicus game. So it's not it's not going to be, you're not going to have like buildings the size of, you know, triple the size of a Titan or whatever. Yeah, and then you've got additional rule books and things like that, covering different chapters. You've got like obviously your other units. So once you want to expand the kit, you can go through and you've got you can either, you know, add knights, or you could go for like Warlord Titans and things like that. So yeah, you can sort of get into it. It's just cool. Really cool specialist game. The rules are good. The rules aren't hard, but like with everything, it's a bit of a learning curve. Once you get around that learning curve, guys, because the rules are a little bit different, it's just a really fun game. And the thing is too, it doesn't take heaps of time to invest to get into it, or money. You know, a lot of the times I find, like, you know, you've got that sort of Aeronautica game or whatever, where it's like, you invest all this time playing it, you know, you got to buy all this stuff, and then you start playing it, it's kind of just like, meh, you know, it's underwhelming. It's like, I might as well just be playing Battlefleet Gothic or Flames of War or something like that, or another system. Whereas this game, it's really unique, and I don't know, I'm just a sucker for mechs and big walking death machines, so it's, yeah. The bases, so you got some bases here. Alright, so that's fantastic. Okay, so these would be for the Warhounds, these would be for the Reavers. I'm not actually exactly sure what that's for. Maybe that's for the Reaver. I'll have to double check it, but whatever. Oh no, that is for the Reaver, I apologise. You see, yeah, so Reaver, this is for the Knights and that's for the Warhound. Ugh, it's a bit silly of me. We have the We have the measuring distance finder, which is really cool that is incorporated in the box. Not everybody has a tape measure on them, and I think it's really cool. It's a fantastic quality one too. So this is going straight into my 30k box. Yeah, that's awesome. I tend to do that a bit. You've got the dice. So you've got scatter terrain dice, much like you have with 30k, and then you've got the other different dice for, like, you know, weapon critical, things like that, in the game as well. Special events and things. Really nice dice. I'll check the weight. I'll open this up now. Let me just open this up now. I'm just going to check the weight of these. Usually Games Workshop dice are a little bit meh when it comes to weighting. They're rolling pretty well. They're rolling pretty evenly, which I think is very important for a game like this. With the Ultramarines dice, it's just hilarious because I've used them a couple of times, two times in Sims, one time in games, and like if you switched it out so that the Ultramarine symbol represents a 1 and not a 6, you will be rolling 6s like all the time. Like, even when you feel them, they're just weighted horribly. I'll give it a roll. I'm probably going to get rocked right now, but let's find out. There we go. Oh, it's a bit more even, but, you know, still, you could see here that, yeah. Anyway, look, I've just personally had bad luck with these dice. Yeah. And now, of course, when it's on camera, they're rolling okay. But anyway, I knew that was going to happen, bros. So, but I thought I had the dice sitting there, and I thought I'd give it a roll anyway. So, all good, yeah. There's another video I wanted to do before, was just to test all the dice out. But anyway, fantastic dice. They're curved on the edges as well, which is really good for rolling. Weighted really well. And I'm rolling them right now, and you can see you're getting a really, really good even dispersal in result. And I think that's important. People who are into playing stuff like that, people who are into painting and stuff like that, you're probably going to give a crap. Half of the people that play probably aren't going to give a crap. You're probably going to be like, Steve, like, you're going crazy, what's going on? But I am a bit like that. I do sort of have favoured dice, and I find some dice roll better than the others. So that's just me, though. I do look at things like that. We have the stratagems. We have the stratagems over here, so they're all cool. I won't go in at every single one of these right now, but you have, you know, tricks and tactics and stratagems in the game. Okay, so, which are really good. That'll be for another video. And mission objectives and things like that. Okay, which are fantastic. Whoa, there's some thunder. Lucky we're nearly done with the video. Here, these look like the instructions. So let's have a look at these instructions here. So this is just assembly instructions. Just have a look over here. Just, you know, it's the usual thing. Very clear instructions for the kit. I won't go through all of it, but it is what it is. I think the video, I think I've done a rant a little bit, guys. So I've done my usual rant. So, you know, all good. Doesn't matter. You would have clicked off it by now anyway. So at that point, so weapon disabled cards. So you got art cards, things like that. Here is a cheat sheet, or a quick guide to the rules sheet. So it's really handy, especially for new players. I call them cheat sheets. It's not really cheating. It's just, you know, having the rules accessible to you. You've got your transfers here, which are pretty fantastic. One thing you're going to have to learn how to do if you're in the Heresy, or if you're doing Titanicus, is learning how to paint checkers and stuff. I use templates for it. I haven't really done much for my Alpha Legion, but I might look at doing a tutorial a little bit later on how to do it. My Alpha channel, sorry about the thunder, guys, I can't stop the nature. Most of my Alpha Legion just use sort of like racing stripes, and because my guys were more of a loyalist army for 30k, I didn't want to get too greedy with them, even though there is weathering and edging on them. But I prefer to have stuff like checkers and stuff reserved for lieges that more have them in the fluff. So, for example, you know, Dark Angels are very notorious for their checkers. Also, you know, like the Titanicus legions and things like that. Had a lot of checkers. I think Ultramarines had them here and there. Blood Angels, I think 2nd edition. Everybody had like checkers in 7th edition. I'm just opening up these rules as I'm talking. So let's have a look. So here we go. We have 2 command consoles in the box. You can see them here. All right. Once again, I'll get into that in more depth in later videos. I will do actually an introduction to how to play Titanicus. I know Adam from, I won't mention your last name, bro, but you're on the channel there. But Adam from Brisbane, you know who you are. He was saying, you know, I'm going to come up soon when this lockdown crap finishes, and I was meant to go up there for a holiday, have some games there with him. But we'll play some Titanicus. I'll bring it up, and Adam, and we'll have a go. So don't worry about buying him yourself, mate. I'll jump up and bring it up. I'll paint some up. I'll you know, and bring them up. So as long as you're cool to have to use some of my painted units, that's absolutely my pleasure. Adam actually did a Greater Demon up recently, and GW listed on their website, which I thought was pretty epic. So, you know, we'll do a video. I'm going to try to arrange a video with Adam, a video interview as well, talk about it. It looks stunning. It really does. He sent it to me over I think just before we went on holidays, and like, wow, you know, wow, just wow. You know, so yeah, no pun intended, but it was glorious and wow, just wow. So anyway, this is the rule book, right? So once again, very good quality. I won't go through the whole book here. Once again, we might do another video for this. This is more of just an unboxing, but it gives you an example of a fully set up proper game. You know, tiling, things like that. Whoa, jeez. I better stop this soon, guys, because it looks like there's a pretty brutal storm coming up. But I said I'd do the video, and I did. Hopefully, lightning doesn't strike me as I'm doing it, but if I do, you'll know about it. We just had 3 months of not doing videos. Yeah. So, yeah. This is a fantastic scheme, actually. I've been thinking about schemes for my Titanicus, and I might actually go with that. So you've got a few example schemes in there, some rules, a crap ton of rules, explains everything. Yeah, that's a really good scheme too. I love the black and red. One of my favorite painted Titans at the moment that I've seen, like this. You'll find that most of the people playing this, most of the 30k guys are like stellar painters. It's more senior guys usually, man, like, yeah, Tom Gould's Titan, 2 of the 1 is absolutely fantastic. He follows his scheme a little bit with the black. He does black and white, but yeah, the banners, man, like are nuts as well. Anyway, fantastic. So yeah, look, if anybody wants me to just go through this rulebook completely from back to front, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll leave that for like an introductory video to the game. And fantastic. All right, everybody, look, I better go before lightning strikes my house. And take care, everybody. Keep wargaming. Next video, like I said, will be probably just check back on Sunday-ish. If not, just follow the Facebook page. You'll see every time I do a video up, it pops up there, or tap the bell notification, subscribe to the channel, whatever it is you do. Yeah, fantastic. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Brother Titanicus out. Take care. Stay safe.